Hi, welcome to the channel. Tessie here, and on this channel we discuss so many things, viral topics, my lifestyle, the outcomes of black women and women in general in dating and more. So grab yourself a glass of something nice. I've got here water. Come and sit down with me and let's have a discussion. So it's going to be very interesting. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, because today we're going to talk about why people are angry that black women no longer date for potential. Very interesting topic. As you ladies and some guys know, I'm in an interracial relationship, soon to be married next year. I am Nigerian and my fiance is Polish, and I'm going to be dropping some wedding content, so it's exciting. We are also expecting, yay, so that's going to be another new journey, and we are moving in together this month, so that's going to be some content on the channel as well. But I wanted to talk about the reality that people are angry that black women no longer date for potential. And I'll tell you why that is and what I mean by that. So when I say black women no longer date for potential, black women no longer date to build men or date to build with men. And people are angry about this. And I'll explain why. There's a misconception that online that black women are the only group of women who have standards or have high standards for men. That's not true. Actually, for a long time, black women didn't have high standards. For a long time, black women's standards were quite low and they expected only the bare minimum. And it's just been recently that collectively the standards are rising, hence the anger that black women no longer date for potential. But the reality is, other groups of women, right? Asian women, white women, biracial women, women who are generationally mixed, and black women all have high standards and all have standards financially when it comes to men. They have standards in other areas too, emotionally, physically, but also financially, right? And the reality is, other groups of women have been able to deal and date men for potential, right? Because those men have been able to show that they can produce results from this potential. And they have prioritized marrying those women. So that means that it's less detrimental for them to date for potential. I still would never advise a woman to date for potential, but it's less detrimental. For black women, dating for potential has been catastrophic. Black women have sacrificed on so many occasions throughout the decades their love, their finances, their health, their care, their energy, their affections to black men, specifically, especially to build with them. And they have been rewarded with nothing but abuse, violence, catastrophic outcomes, sadness, cheating. And when the black man, if he manages to make it, he then what does he go and do? He ends up going to cheat on her and replace her with a younger woman or a completely different woman. Now, the reality is, I am very happy that black women have improved and increased their standards and are no longer dating for potential. And the reality is, black men are the ones who mainly complain about that, and they have no one to blame but themselves. Black men are to have other black men to blame for why black women no longer date for potential, because collectively they have demonstrated that they are not a good investment, right? They are underperformers globally, and they have proven that they are entirely too high a risk for black women to date potentially. It doesn't yield any positives for black women. And it's really unfortunate because there are some black men who perform well, but how many of those black men are there to go around for the black women that we have in this world? Now, this is why many of them get angry when you are a black woman and you date interracially. Hence why they come on my channel, as I'm a black woman in a very happy relationship who's spoiled rotten by my fiance, and they drop comments which they are regularly blocked. It's actually a running joke on this channel. So many of them live in this fantasy world where black women are undesirable and they are the most desirable creatures on the planet. It is very important to black men to make black women believe that no other group of men in the world likes them, because they are invested in making you to mule for them, to suffer with them, to be the ones to march for them on the streets, to be the ones to light candlelight processions when they are shot down and become another statistic, right? The reality is, they want you to believe that you are undesirable, and they refuse to acknowledge that any other group of men in the world will find you attractive. And the reason why is because they have this mindset that they are superior. But unfortunately, you cannot claim to be superior and you have nothing to show for this superiority. Black men on average, unfortunately, do not produce the results when it comes to potential, right? And the reality is, they get upset when black women date out and date out successfully and are treated well, because they believe that your inheritance is to be the mule, to suffer with them, which is why they emphasize on my black women don't build us up. They don't build with their man anymore. Because they believe that this is what you deserve, to suffer with them, to build with them, to suffer. That is your deserve. That is what you deserve. That is your inheritance as a black woman. Unfortunately, that is what many of them believe. And the sad thing is that many black women actually believe this as well. Hence why you see many black women suffering quietly and sadly in their relationships, right? And they will use God and religion as a reason for why they are suffering. They will go, God has a plan and he knows why I'm suffering. Listen, the reality is, I'm very happy that black women are gaining standards and no longer dating for potential, right? And this is why they'll call you a traitor. They'll say you're a traitor or bedwench. Oh, that's my favorite. That's my favorite one. Because they don't have a fresh supply of people to mule off and build with them, right? And the reality is, it's really unfortunate that black men have low self-esteem, and unfortunately they get their self-esteem from diminishing black women's image. Now, if you are a black woman in a happy relationship, interracial relationship, I would really advise against your partner, if he's of another group, having a load of male black friends. My fiance Greg does not associate with black men. And the reason being is that he's seen the way you act on my channel and he's not impressed with the way they speak about black women. It is very important that if you are dating interracially, that your man is able to think for himself, because unfortunately black men are so determined to talk negatively about black women that they could end up feeding poison in your partner's ear and ruin the harmony of your home. So one of the reasons why I love Greg is that he doesn't talk badly about Polish women. Why? Because his mom is a Polish woman. He doesn't talk badly about the woman he comes from.